So you will have the recording available. And welcome again. Welcome, everybody. Greg and I are both so thrilled to be bringing this marriage of human design and essential oils to you, to the world. And I want to just say that a little bit about the overview of what we're doing here. So I'm going to talk for a little while and tell the brief story of human design and essential oils. You can read about it in the book too, if you haven't already. I'm going to go over the structure of the book a little bit so you know how to use it and you know how to get the oils you need for it. Today, we will not be using oils. Next week, we will be using oils. So this is kind of preparation for next week. I'll go over the intention of why we wrote this book together, what we're hoping for you, for humanity, for all of us. And then I will read a little bit about, we're going to really focus on type today. I'm going to read a little bit about what it looks like to be aligned and unaligned with your type. And then Greg is going to guide us through some meditations on the types to help you align. Yeah, so that's the overview. There may be a point. Actually, what I'd like to do right now is put in the chat, if you do not have your chart and if you do not know your type, I'd like you to go ahead and here's a link to a free chart. Go ahead and put your birth information in there so you can have your type. If you have any challenges, just hit the raise hand button it should be under reactions. You can hit that. And Charlotte will put you into a breakout room with one of the graduates, Cindy or Barbara or Kristen. Yeah, so you'll get help with that. Hey, Alicia. All right. That is where we're starting. So let me begin by talking a little bit. People are still coming in. Welcome. So happy to have you. I'm going to go ahead because our time is limited. We have an hour, and then maybe we'll go over a little bit with questions, or we'll see how we do. But the intent is to be together for an hour, and you will get the recording. So, human design and essential oils. Honestly, I had no intention of getting involved with essential oils. I had a full plate. I had everything I needed. And my sister Heidi, who's on this call, kept nudging me to meet this guy, Greg. And I was like, I'm good. Heidi wanted him to come to Maui, wanted me to host a essential oil workshop. And I'm good. I've got all the tools I need. And it came my birthday and she gave me a gift of a healing with Greg, which he no longer does. So don't ask him. And he did a healing on a knee that was bothering me. And he basically said it was a sleep issue. And within half an hour, the knee issue was gone and it's never come back. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'm interested in this guy. And that following weekend, he was doing it was right at the beginning of the pandemic. He was doing his first online course on relationships. It was a one-day course. So I signed up, I got the oils. What the heck, right? I started smelling these oils. The way Greg works with oils is extraordinary. I started smelling these oils, focusing on different parts of my body. He had to set an intention, or like, where in your relationship do you want to shift? I'm smelling these oils. By the end of the day, I felt like I had taken off a backpack I didn't know I was wearing. Like relationship issues I didn't know were still in my field. And it was like, oh my gosh, this is cool. Basically, for the next 3 years during the pandemic, I went to a workshop with Greg every weekend on angels, on everything from mental issues to emotional issues to spiritual, the chakras. It was incredible. It's totally been, it touched me in ways my Buddhist practices touched me. It took me to a place of expansion and openness where I could see myself from a new light. And this, I have chills as I say that. This is what I feel we need as the partner with human design. With human design, we get to see our challenges, we get to see our strengths, but how do we access it? How do we access the transmission of the chart? So human design and essential oils is a beautiful marriage coming together to help ground and get closer to our human design. So just a little bit more on this story. My sister gave me a birthday present of an oil. She asked Greg to make an oil for me. And he said, well, what deity does she like? And it's like, I'm a green Tara person. If you don't know that about me, you can see I'm wearing green. I am a total green Tara person. Tara is the activity dakini. She's removes obstacles. She comes to aid people in distress. And so Greg made me a green Tara oil, which I always have open whenever I'm working with anyone doing any work. So it's like the transmission of green Tara. And I'm like, if he can make a green Tara oil, can he make oils for the chart? The profiles book was just coming out. I talked to Greg. We started talking about it. I started teaching him about the profiles. He totally, I could feel, I'm an energetic person. I could totally feel him downloading the information. Like he got it at an energetic level. So he made all the oils for the profiles. Here's my little 6-2 profile kit. And we started working with them. And they were so powerful. We kept studying, we kept working together, and he ended up making all the oils for all the parts of the chart. There are, I don't know, Greg, I know there's at least 150, and now there might be even more oils than that, but it was a big deal. And, he said, should we go on the lower end or should we go all the way with it? And I'm like, we need to go all the way. We need to use the highest quality oils. We need to go all the way because we're really looking to make a shift in people's lives and to use the oils to make that shift. This partnership took us. It kept showing us what was next. And obviously the book was next. So this book turned out to be quite a tome. And in it, we covered the types, the strategies, the authority, the profiles, and the centers. It's volume 1. So there's more to come, just saying. What I'd like to do now is just take a moment and show you the structure of the book and help you know which oils you need if you're going to be using the book. So let me pull that up. 1 second. Yeah, here we go. Hang on. Got quite a world here that I want to share with you. All right, here we go. So again, if you're on the call and you do not know your type, please download your chart. If you have any trouble with that, raise your hand and Charlotte will put you in a breakout room and you'll get help with that. So I am sharing the screen now. Here we go. So this is the this is the table of contents. So when you come to this book, just so you know how to orient yourself, we'll talk about human design and essential oils. We'll introduce Greg and myself. We'll talk about how to use the book. We'll introduce human design. We'll introduce the essential oils. This is the big thing I want to talk about, shifting your assemblage point. This is the whole intention of what we are up to. We are looking to shift our assemblage point from being run by our egos, run by fear, to being aligned with our chart and aligned with our entelechy, our potential. That's the shift we're looking at when we do the meditations with or without oils. That's the shift. So then we talk about how and why of human design with essential oils. Now, this is the part I really wanted to talk about. This is how, this is the bulk or the heart of the book. So you are going to look at your type and strategy and read about, are you aligned or unaligned? You're looking at a continuum. Where are you? We're all, we all have unaligned parts, believe me, but we're looking to shift from that unaligned to aligned. So then chapter 8 is the protocols to shift, make those shifts. And that's what we'll do today. We'll do the type meditation with that shift. So then we go to authority, aligned or unaligned, and the protocols to align with your authority. We look at the profiles, aligned or unaligned, and the protocols to align with your profiles, the centers, aligned or unaligned, and the protocols to align with your centers. And then we get into some kind of fancy stuff about working with clients and deconditioning and challenges using the essential oils. So I hope I didn't go through that too quickly. Just put yes in the chat if you're still with me, so I know I'm not jumping too far ahead. Some nods. Okay, yes. Okay, great. So for those of you who are on for human design, just bear with me for a minute. If you already are like a 10 with human design.
Robin, can I just say something quickly?
Sure.
Heidi, can I have you choose the breakout room? There's one for you. Heidi Wynn, if you. Okay.
Okay, I can do it for a bit. I'm in a car with someone who's not doing well.
And you will join iPhone.
Best.
I'm not sure that, yeah. Oh, you are in the car. I can pick another one.
Thank you,
probably
Charlotte.
would be better.
Thank you, Charlotte and Heidi. Okay. Here we go again. So I'm just like I said, just bear with me for a minute because I'm going to go over just which oils do you need? Greg and Samantha have gotten some confusion around around this. So we're just going to go over how would you choose your oils if you're going to use the book. So, I had it in a PDF, but we're doing the Microsoft Word. All right. So there are a couple of steps. First of all, you have to get your chart. You have to know your type, strategy, and authority, and profile, and which centers are open and defined. So you want to get your chart. Number one, you get your chart. I'm going to show you a picture here. We're going to be looking at, these are the oils you're going to be getting. Oils for your type, your strategy, your authority, your profile, the 9 centers, and the 4 oils. So here I write what the oils are. And I'm going to show you on my chart. My type is a generator. My profile is a 6-2. My authority is the solar plexus. If you have emotional authority, if you have this center colored in, you're going to have a special oil. So we'll have to talk about that in a minute.
Robin, I'm sorry. I just quickly say, if you are named iPhone, please join the breakout room and we will help you get your chart.
Thank you,
So if
Charlotte.
you're named iPhone, then join. Okay.
Thanks, Charlotte. And you need your strategy. That's what you're going to need. My dad was a 2-4 manifesting generator. If you're a manifesting generator, and just bear with me for those, this is for those who really do have human design knowledge, you're going to need 2 oils for your strategy. The manifesting, the M strategy and the G strategy. My dad also has 2 emotional waves. So he's going to have 2 oils for his waves. Just if you're a human design person, put in the chat yes if you're following me. So for his type, he would get the manifesting generator oil. For his strategy, he needs the M strategy and the G strategy. For his authority, he needs emotional individual and emotional tribal oils. For his profile, he needs line 2, line 4, and the profile 2-4, and then the 9 center oils and the 4 additional oils. So here's my dad. He's got tribal and he's got individual waves. He's manifesting generator, 2-4 profile, emotional authority, and his strategy is also the same as his type. All right, so that's kind of laying it out. So you're going to determine the pieces of the chart that we're going to work with. You're going to determine your oils. So here's the oils, depending on your strategy, your type. Here are the name of the oils for your authority. If you're using a different chart system than the one I posted in the chat, it might say different things here. This might say mental authority. This might say self-projected authority. So these can change slightly. They will be in this category, around this category. This ego might say will, or it might say heart, but it will be ego. Okay, good. We have yeses. Then we need both your profile lines, the 2 lines of your profile, as well as your profile. This again, these are the oils for the book. And then we need each of the 9 centers. Regardless of whether you're defined or open in those centers, it's the same oils. So you're going to order your oils, your type, your strategy, your authority, your profile, including the lines, the 9 centers, the assemblage point, the etheric chords, the mugwort supreme, and the Palo Santo. Those are the oils if you're going to work with the protocols. Then you go to chapter 7, which I showed you, and you start working with your type and your strategy. You read about whether you're aligned or unaligned. You read what your type, you say you're a generator, you read the piece on aligned and unaligned, and then you go to chapter 8 to do the protocol. Are we doing okay? Just a yes or no? How are we doing? Okay, good. Questions. Do we order the oils individually or do we use a personal kit? Fantastic question. The personal kit is if you want all the gates, and if you're going to be using this, I totally recommend getting the personal kit. If you're just wanting to use the book and you're maybe new with it, you can put the oils together, right, Greg, as a package, like your particular package of your oils for the book. So you're going to do type, strategy, authority, profile, lines of profile, centers, and then those 4 extra oils. That would be the kit for the book. I hope that answered it. The personal kit includes everything for you and all the gates, all the planets. Yeah. But if you're working with people and you want to have all the types, not just your type, you want to have all the strategies, not just your strategy, you want to have all the authorities, not just your authority, that would be the professional kit. That's the kit I use with my students in my certification training. Okay, that's kind of the nuts and bolts of preparing to work with the book. We're going to shift now. I've got 5 minutes and then Greg starts. So we're going to shift now to the book. And what I want to invite you to do, everybody know their type at this point. Everybody have their type. Yeah. So I'm going to ask you just to take a moment and connect to your type. Are you a generator with a defined sacral, no motor to the throat? And as we go through these, I'm going to read a little bit on aligned and unaligned. And I just want you to tap in for yourself and see, where am I here? Where am I here? So I'm going to go through the 5 types. When I get to your type, go into meditation with it, go into reflection with it. If I'm moving on to another type, stay with your type. Stay with your type. This is where we start to come home. So if you're a generator, you're designed to have sustainable life force energy, contingent on following your yes-no sacral motor response. If you're not listening to and following this inner GPS, you can deplete your energy. This is the unaligned generator. And face burnout. So check and see, if you're a generator, are you burnt out? You are not designed to be burnt out. You are designed to have sustainable life energy. In this situation, you're abandoning your inner knowing for an outer authority. You're turning externally. We have to turn inward. This is the core transmission of human design. We have to turn inward. We have to align with ourselves. We've been conditioned to look outward. And when we look outward, we abandon our knowing. In this case, you're sacrificing yourselves for external love, appreciation, or approval. It will never work. Your true love is yourself. If you are not honoring yourself, you are not in a monogamous relationship, marriage with your sacral center responses, your life is going to be more challenging. If you are aligned with your generator self, your power, grace, and creativity is something to behold. You have an extraordinary capacity to do what you love and seemingly endless energy. There's a basic trust that allows you to surrender and know that what you need will be provided for you in the perfect timing. That is trusting your sacral. That is a marriage. That is a solid marriage. So let's shift now. If you're a generator, just stay with that and see, where am I in my life? How am I doing with my generator self, my generator strategy? If you're a manifesting generator, you're like a generator, and that you're designed to have that sacral and that incredible sustainable energy, but you're also here to impact the world, to create an impact in response. If you're unaligned, your superpowers are depleted. Maybe you have power and you don't know how to use it, or you misuse it, or things go awry in crazy and messy ways. Maybe you feel powerless. Here you are, this manifesting generator, you're supposed to have all this power and you're not feeling it. That is unaligned. Maybe you've been taught from a young age not to take up so much space, not to show up. Time to shift that, time to come back into your power. We need you in your full power and your full glory. if you're aligned, you are magnificent beyond measure. You are lit up with an easy multitasking creativity. You know the power you wield and the circumstances that warrant your impact. So if you're a manifesting generator, stay with that. Do some inquiry, look inside. How aligned am I with my manifesting generator self? And not to beat up on yourself if you're unaligned. We want you to see, we want to see where we're unaligned so we can shift it. That's good news. Bring it to consciousness. Let's not just go on automatic pilot. So I'm just going to take another few minutes here, Greg, and then I'll shift it over to you. The projector, unaligned, has been conditioned to act like a manifester or a manifesting generator. They're trying to insert themselves, they're pushing, they're speaking out of turn, and they're feeling unseen, unheard, unrecognized, in despair. It's a very sorry state. It's a devastation, really, because the projectors are high beings, powerful beings, potent beings, here with a big job that, unless they are aligned with themselves, goes unrecognized. So if you're an aligned projector, you're trippy to be around. Your magnetism is compelling. You bring a ray of sunshine that makes us aware that the sky was cloudy. We hadn't noticed. That didn't quite make sense, but I think, yeah, when their sunshine comes in and it's like, oh, I didn't realize I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't in my presence. Projectors help us see, bring us back to our presence. So the aligned projector is open to pleasure in a way that is daunting to most of us. We can't even fathom how they can allow themselves to have that much pleasure. It's like for the generator and the manifesting generator, we're like, no, we got to work. We don't have time for pleasure. But the projector brings in a new taste, a new flavor of what's possible. So let's shift to the manifester. So the manifestors are few and far between. When they are unaligned, they are big energy, right? They are big auras. They are here to impact. When they're unaligned, they're like a bull in a china shop. They're like if they don't know who they are, they can be like a lion who thinks they're a mouse. They are really big beings here to allow themselves to take up the space they came to take up. Many manifestors have been shut down, and it's a crime. It's really a crime. We need that power. There's a challenge here. The unaligned manifestor responds by judging themselves. If they're not in their power, they can judge themselves and feel like they're not likable. They can actually shrink. Again, we need our manifestors to be in their full power. Aligned manifestors are comfortable with their power. They're not caught in the ego's web, tripped up by the construct of power or hierarchies of power. There's a peace and an ease. It's like the lion who is king of the jungle. It's just natural. So finally, we're going to shift from a manifestor. If you're a manifestor, we're holding in your hearts. We're celebrating you. We want your greatness. And we want you to be aligned, because when you're aligned, we are not so threatened by you. You're claiming your power so we can respect it, if that makes sense. It's like, I'm going to use this analogy. I hope you men are okay with this. It's like a man who's really in his balls. It's like they are so safe. They are so strong. They are so in themselves. They are a ground for everyone. If someone is not, a guy is not, that's when they act out. That's when they use their power in a destructive way. So manifestors, you have this power and we need you to use it wisely. So reflectors, less than 1%. Are there any reflectors? That's a yes, no question. Reflectors, wondering if you're with us. So Yep, we have a reflector. Yay. And a sun. Yeah. So reflectors are very unusual and magnificent beings. I can't for a moment begin to say that I understand a reflector, but I can say I appreciate and value the reflectors I have in my life. So if the reflector is unaligned, they suffer if they're in an unhealthy environment. They can appear invisible, like there is no one there. Chameleon-like, they can be misunderstood. Being so different from the rest of society, they can draw conclusions about themselves, who they are, what's wrong with them. This can lead to adaptive and self-destructive behaviors that give them a sense of stability and identity. So the aligned reflector is on a magic carpet ride. They're being transported by shifting winds of people and planets, curious and open to where they will be taken next. Knowing and valuing who they are and their unique place in the world, aligned reflectors take the utmost care in choosing healthy environments and people who will support their well-being. Okay, so take a moment again to just tap in. We're moving into the meditation part here. I'm going to start us off with the meditations. There's 3 different protocols. 4 different protocols for the meditation. The first, we're just going to do in a kind of a generalized way. It's just to reflect. We started already, just to take a moment. Before we do that, just sense your arms and legs. Come back to yourself. I've been talking nonstop. I've thrown a lot of information out at you. Just take a moment and maybe even just put your hand on your heart and just acknowledge the type that you are. When we reflect, we increase our awareness. We get closer to our true nature. We activate the witnessing observer. So just take a moment to call on your witnessing observer. Bring your particles back to yourself. From this place, ask yourself either in a yes/no question or an open-ended question, depending on what type you are, like, is there something my type has to say to me today? What would my type say if it wanted to tell me something right now? Okay. We're going to shift to the second protocol. That was just kind of a general reflection to get us into the waters. And now we're shifting over to Greg.
Okay, let go of all your visualizations, all your reflections, and just be still for a moment. Keep your eyes closed. Take long, slow, deep breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling slowly out through the mouth. Visualize yourself in a brilliant ball of light, your whole body, your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body. If it helps, you can visualize yourself in a light bulb or in the sun. Continue to take long, slow, deep breaths. The ball of light is getting brighter. It's getting stronger. It's consuming your physical body. It's consuming your emotional body. It's consuming your mental body. All your thoughts are being consumed by the light. Let go of the visualization. Your awareness is simply on your left temple. Just keep your awareness on your left temple. Continue to take long, slow, deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now, push through your head and come out on the right temple. So you're just moving your attention and awareness through your head, coming out on the right temple. Maintain your awareness on that right temple. Push through your head again, coming back to the left temple. Your awareness is on the left temple. Maintain your stillness with your awareness on the left temple. Your eyes are closed. You're inhaling through your nose. You're exhaling through your mouth. Move your awareness back to the right temple. You're moving through the head, coming out on the right temple. Your awareness is on both of your temples. On each side of your head. Your awareness is on those temples, and you're taking long, slow, deep breaths. Visualize yourself in a brilliant ball of light. Let go of the temples. You're back in the ball of light. Maintain your awareness on this brilliant ball of light by putting our awareness on the temples. You're helping to shift the prefrontal cortex, your executive functions, and shift your behavior. Your behavior is shifting to better align with your type. This is a short contemplation that you can do on a daily basis. Continue to visualize the brilliant ball of light and just let go. Be still. Just let it incubate. In this place, thoughts will arise. Just observe what thoughts arise. What do you notice? How do you feel? Just be still and let go. Enjoy this space for a moment. We're going into the next meditation. We can just slip right in. And you're again inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. As you inhale and exhale, your awareness is on the armpits. You're taking long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on the armpits. Move your awareness to the elbows, that crease in front of the elbow, not the back side, but the front side. You're not sure, just the whole elbow. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth with your awareness on the elbow. This process helps us to be less reactive and more present. Being more present helps us to consciously align with our type. Your awareness is on your wrists, the front and back of your wrists. Long, slow, deep breaths. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Your awareness is on the palms of your hands. You're taking long, slow, deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Your awareness is on the palms of your hand. Just pause and let go for a moment. Your awareness is on the hips, the sides of your hips, in the area where like the dimple and the butt cheek would be, like in the sides of your hips. You're taking long, slow, deep breaths, exhaling through the mouth. Move your awareness to the knees, with the emphasis on the back of your knee, where the crease is. Inhale through your nose, exhale through the mouth. Your awareness is on your ankles. Long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on the ankles. And your awareness is on your feet. Keep your awareness on your feet. And just be still and let go. Keep your eyes closed and let it incubate. We're going to do that process again, but this time we're going to utilize a mantra known as Ling, L-I-N-G, and then Ha, H-A-U. This is a play between essence and form. The form being the Ling, Ha is the essence. This engages a creative process. This helps us to evolve from the place that we are at with the type into a better alignment. You're playing with the essence and form. Essence and form, the interplay between the two, makes up all phenomena in the universe. This is also known as yin and yang. So as you inhale through your nose, inhale silently. As you inhale, go ling. And then as you exhale, om. Ling. Exhale, om. Ling. Om. Your awareness is on your armpits. Inhale, ling. Om. Ling. Om. Ling. Om. Move to your elbows. Inhale, ling. Om. Ling. Om. Ling. Om. Your wrist, front and back. Ling. Om. Ling. Om. Ling. Om. And your hands, especially your palms. Ling. Om. Ling. Om. Ling. Om. Just be still for a moment. Your awareness is on the sides of your hips. Ling. Om. Ling. Om. Ling. Om. Move your awareness to your knees. Ling. Om. Ling. Om. Ling. Om. Your ankles. Ling. Om. Ling. Om. Ling. Om. And your feet. Ling. Om. Ling. Om. Ling. Om. Just be still. Be aware. Maintain your stillness. I'm just going to chant Ling Ha one more time. Just let it sink in. Your attention is nowhere. Just be still. Ling. Ho. How do you feel? Reflect on your type. And Robin, I turn it back over to you.
Thank you so much, Greg. Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's just take a moment and feel, be aware of our type and have an intention as we go forward today and this week to see how we might respond differently to our type or be in a different alignment with our type. Just pure curiosity and exploration. Maybe one of those meditations really grabbed you. You want to do again or not. They're here for you if you're called to use them. Thank you so much, Greg. I so appreciate. And the essence form conversation is the definition openness conversation in our charts. So we are working constantly with our formlessness and form self with the human design body graph. I think, Greg, we wanted to open it up. If anybody wants to stay, we can complete here. You're welcome to go. Next week, we will be using your type oil to do some meditations with. So please, and you can look at the book and see if you've got that type oil. I know someone did a meditation with their emotional solar plexus center, and she had the eucalyptus oil and she used it, and she might even be on the call. Just shifted her digestive tract completely. These oils are very powerful, potent medicine. Those of you who are in the training know it's a game changer. So I really encourage you to have either the oil from Plant Prana, which is a very high frequency oil, or if you're a doTERRA or if you've got a bunch of oils, look and see if you've got the oil for your type and bring it next week. With that, I think we'll open it up to questions. Greg, does that sound good to you? Yeah. So if you have questions, put your hand up in the reactions button and we will call on you so we can see who's here. And let's see.
And Robin, while we wait for someone to maybe raise their hands, I can say that I had a question about what do we do if we don't know our birth time?
Oh, that's a great question. There's a couple things you can do. You can hire a human design person to help go through the chart every 2 hours and come up with the different graphs, body graphs, and ask you some questions. That's one way. You can go to a Vedic astrologer. They generally can pinpoint it to the minute, depending on your life circumstances. That's another way. Yeah. How many of you don't have your birth time? Just put in the chat if you don't have your birth time. Meanwhile, and maybe we can figure something out. Maybe there's some people in the training who would like to some practice working with that. You only have a guess. Okay, go ahead and put your exact is not necessarily a problem. If you have a time frame, then go ahead and run the chart on 2 hours of either side of that and see if the chart is different. So yeah, I would really suggest connecting with a practitioner. And if you're in my training, would you go ahead and put your name here? So Kelly's saying, call the county clerk on recorder of the county you were born in. That's how my wife Yarrow got it, to see if there's a record of the birth time for people in the US. That's how Yarrow got it. The hospital doesn't necessarily have it, but they could. If it's not on your birth certificate, check with the county clerk. All right, Danielle.
Hello. Hey, Greg.
Lee.
Hey, Robin. Thank you so much. I had a question. So I did that link, to see what my type was, and mine says emotional manifesting generator. So does that mean I'm the manifesting generator?
That's correct. That's correct. You're a manifesting generator and you have emotional authority. So,
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And then under inner authority, it starts with S and ends with S. Unfortunately, the picture I took, it has something on top of it. Do you know what that would be?
Your authority, if you're an emotional manifesting generator, your authority is emotional authority.
It's just emotional authority.
Yeah.
Okay.
Solar
Okay.
plexus, emotional authority. And then you have to do the work of finding out, are you individual, tribal, or collective?
Okay. And I just do that through the book.
Yeah, you can look at the book and that will show you what channels you have will determine which authority you have.
Okay. Because I just wasn't sure if I needed to do more research through this link.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope,
That's it.
you're good. You got it.
Okay,
You
awesome.
got it, girl. Yeah.
All right. Perfect.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. I look forward to doing more of these in the book
Yeah.
too. Thanks.
You're welcome. Ebony.
Grand and beautiful day, y'all. So I am a pure generator, 4/6, with a defined sacral, of course, open throat, and I'm a single definition, right ankle cross vessel of love. So what during the meditation, I want to say it was more of a heated feeling I got here. So I wanted to ask about that, like the meaning of that. If I could, like, if you knew about that.
I'm sorry, I didn't see where you were pointing. Like we have a bunch of people on,
It's
so
the third eye. It's the
third eye.
right here. It was
So
really there.
yeah,
the most.
so but that, especially that first piece that we're doing, we're shifting the prefrontal cortex. So this is like your decision making and your ability to put attention and awareness on like your efforts to hit your goals, right? And your goals could just be activity or actions outside in the everyday world. And so you could say when you go back and forth between the left temple and the right temple, you're really starting to shift your behavior to better alignment with your type. And so many times we try to unwind and do something different, but then our behavior goes back to the same thing. And so as you go back and forth here, it's going to come out like between the eyebrows like that. And so when we work the arms and the legs like we do, it helps It helps us to be less reactive to external stimuli and helps us to be more present, which helps us to go a little bit more inward and then eventually emanate out rather than just being reactive to the things in the environment. So we're kind of doing a 1-2 thing there. We're trying to shift our behavior, and then we're also trying to shift how we process the external stimuli so that we can go in and actually access our type and then better align with it, you could say.
So that's the heat feeling. that
Yeah, it
I
would just be
felt.
something coming out. It would be like if you held your breath for a long period of time and then you let your breath out, there would be kind of air that is used up and a little bit hot. The same thing happens with energy. Like, we are drawing energy in, but sometimes when you're displacing like lower vibrational energy, which would be the energy of like not being in alignment, which we all have to a certain degree, you're just kicking some of that out. So, I mean, you kind of physically experienced shifting into a better alignment with your type. You actually had a physical sensation with that.
Okay, I had felt it before the other day, and I didn't
Mhm.
necessarily know what it was because I sit outside a lot.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah,
was
good
just
for you.
wondering.
Yeah, good for
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ebony. Maya.
Hi, Greg. Hi.
Hey, Maya, how are you?
How are you guys? Thank you for this. This is really, really great. I really, really love this. So I actually have kind of like 2 small questions. For next week, do we need just the emotional oils, or do we need everything on our chart?
Just
Sorry,
the type.
not the emotional, the type. I'm sorry.
Just the type.
Yeah, just
Right. Okay. And then if the type is emotional, something else.
Forget the
I'm
emotional part. The
confused on that.
forget the emotional part. That's relating to your authority.
Okay.
So just the type.
Just
If
okay.
it
So
says
if it's
pure generator. If it says emotional manifesting generator, you're manifesting generator, whatever that is.
all right, just the type. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
take care.
Take care. Thanks.
Okay, Sarah Lawrence.
Hi, Greg. Hi, Robin. It's me
Hey,
again,
how are
Greg.
you?
Greg's been putting up with me the last couple of weekends, I think. I just kind of popped into the scene. So amazing meditation, amazing insights from you two, Robin. I'm new to your group, but been working with human design for a while and oils. And so, okay, quick question. When you were doing the meditation, Greg,
Yes.
it was very surprising. I saw this lavender veiny thing coming towards me and expanding. It was like coming up through a well and then coming towards me. So I just wondered if you had any comments on that.
And it was lavender.
More lilac-y lavender looking. Definitely that
Y-
color.
that could be a few different things. My guess is that let's see, lavender was something like that. So there could be a couple explanations for that. Anytime that you're shifting the vibration of the body, which means like it's a fancy way of saying like displacing lower vibrational energies or like conditioning. You're shedding some of the past conditioning. Violet is usually the color that is present when that happens. You're like, even when you're going into a healing process, say you have a bad shoulder or something, for your body to heal that, the vibration of that area has to rise a little bit for the healing process to really get, accelerated. And violet would be the color of that. So, we're going through and we're doing this process, both with the temples and then with the arms and legs. That is really displacing a lower vibrational energy that is sometimes conditioning, and sometimes we have to take into account that it is influences from other people, like energy from your environment, from somebody who's very opinionated, somebody who is maybe stressed out and in your proximity. And so that violet is displacing some of that lower vibrational stuff so that it's getting closer to who you really are rather than just the mishmash of the things from the environment and the past and the conditioning. And, the thing with the arms and legs, it really is where a lot of that energy like lingers in our body that makes us a little bit more reactive or influenced by the people around us or situations around us. So for us to really shift and be more conscious and to have the ability to go more inward, like the cleaning up of the arms and legs is actually kind of important. And so I think you're just getting a visual of that. The other thing that it could be is that sometimes when a stronger thought is being formed, it will have either like a yellowish tinge to it or a violet tinge. And yellow tends to be a little bit more about like the details of the situation. The violet tends to be more of like a metaphorical or symbolic, like intuitive component that is going to eventually integrate and probably turn to yellow. And so either way, like it's a good sign. And it could be a little bit of a combination of the two, but that it was veiny like that makes me wonder if it's not a thought form. That sounds very, very thought formish. And so you having a better awareness of your type would be like you're either upgrading a potential like thought form or thought energy, or you're creating something new. And so
Yahoo, either way. Thank you.
yeah, either way, it's like good.
Great. Thanks a lot, both of you.
You're so welcome.
Thank you, Sarah. Okay, Sonia.
Do you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay. So what this is like, it's based on astrology and I Ching to define what the can you explain this?
Yeah. So you're new to human design.
Yes, and I'm looking for an answer that's more grounded.
Yeah. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the link to my first book so that you can read about it there. And briefly now what I'll say is human design was downloaded to a Canadian who was on retreat off the coast of Spain at the Harmonic Convergence in 1987, I believe it was. And he went back to his room and it was filled with light beings, and they downloaded this system to him over a number of days. And what they said was, this is to help humanity evolve. It's for everyone, but it's especially for parents to parent their children, because if the parents know who their children are, they can help them be more of who they are rather than projecting onto them and having them try to be like somebody else. So if you think of human design like a giant puzzle with 8 billion of us, each one of us is perfectly designed. Each one of us is a piece of that puzzle. So if you're trying to live somebody else's puzzle piece, you suffer. So we're looking to live our puzzle piece. We get that puzzle piece. That's our body graph. We get it through our birth time, date, and place. The place our planets were at the time of our birth, that instead of the 12 houses and the 12 signs of astrology are in the 64 hexagrams of the I Ching. We put that together where it's at the time of your birth, the neutrino stream. This is the physics part, quantum physics part. The neutrino stream comes down, picks up the energy of the planets in those hexagrams. And we call that, at the time of your birth, the conscious part of you. The same thing happens 3 months prior to your birth. We call that the unconscious. That's the red in your chart. We put them together and it creates your body graph. How are you doing so far?
You're saying this is a body type based on astrology and I Ching. And,
yes. It gives you your blueprint for your life. we call it your entelechy, your potential. If you're aligned, the potential of who you are, your puzzle piece, the light you came to shine. And it shows the challenges you may have given your puzzle piece. Each puzzle piece is perfect. None of them are above. There's no hierarchy in it. They're just different. So we're using human design to appreciate and honor and respect difference.
Well, what is an incarnation cross?
Yeah, I'm not going to go into that today. That's a whole nother topic, and that'll be one of the books that comes out. But you can Google it on the net, and that will tell you. The short answer is it's the 4 top numbers in your chart. It's where your conscious and unconscious sun and earth are. It's the biggest energy in your chart.
Okay.
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 Thank you. Deborah.
First of all, thank you so much. This is so much fun. And Greg, Robin's been talking about you forever, so I'm so grateful to have some experience of your energy and how powerful this is. And my question to you is really, and maybe you're going to tap into this next week, because Robin, you said something about talking about the oils more. But, you know, Greg, my experience with oils is, you know, you put them on your body. And I'm kind of curious when we're talking about our whatever that word is, the Buddha type, or I always forget what that word is, our design. How do we infuse the oils in the way that helps us further our alignment?
Like basically how to use the oils?
Physically, how do you use the
Yeah.
oils?
So with essential oils, you can use them a few different ways. You know, you want to get, like when you are using an aromatic part of the plant, it's not just the sense of smell. You can put it in through the skin. You can, in some cases, even ingest it. In this case, we're not ingesting anything. We're just doing either you could do topically or through inhalation. And the delivery, as you go through each of these different methods of application, has different rates of absorption. You know, so when you put it on the skin, you're getting it into the blood, you're getting it into the bloodstream. And so you're affecting your physiology. You might even affect some emotions. Eventually, you'll affect the mind. When you are doing inhalation, for one, when you are smelling the molecules, like when you smell the scent, those are actual pieces of the plant itself, the molecules that are going in and hitting your respiratory tract, landing in the tissue. And then as blood passes through, right, it integrates into your blood. So when you inhale something, you're able to get it into your bloodstream. And it's actually the highest rate of absorption, which is about like 70 to 80% just through inhalation. Then you also have the ability to direct the energy of the plant. So as you inhale, you can put your attention and awareness on different parts of your body, where if you were doing it topically, you would have to go, okay, I'm gonna put it on my wrist, my elbow, my armpit, my hand, my hips, my knees, my ankles, my feet. So you could do it that way, but here we're using our attention and our awareness to put it on these different areas where we're directing the energy of the plant. So the inhalation is bringing the molecules into your system, right? Not so much directable that way, but you can direct the energy of the plant, right? So as you inhale, you're doing your armpit and then your elbow, your wrist. And so you're basically beginning to work a particular pattern. And the reason why we focused on just inhalation for the most part is the sense of smell. It has a direct impact on your neurology. Like it has a direct impact on your brain. It's one of the quickest ways to shift the ways of thinking or the ways of behaving, because it's tied to the sense of smell. So not just with essential oils, we're wired to change our behavior and change our thinking based on things that we smell in our environment. You know, it's part of our neurological makeup. So here we're utilizing these different plants and inhaling them with specific intentions and guiding them through different parts of the body. But at the same time, because we're inhaling, you're beginning to shift your thought processes and eventually the behavior, which is us better aligning with the things that are in our chart by going through and working these processes. And so as we went through and put together each of the formulations, we went through and looked at like, okay, how does this particular type, for example, if you're a manifesting generator, how can we help this manifesting generator move into better alignment? And we tried to give you like a single oil choice, just in case you were scrambling around trying to pull something together. But as Robin said, there was kind of like a basic way of doing the blends. And then there's like the premium oils, which usually have a bigger impact on the psyche, on the brain, on the nervous system. So we used, everything we use is genuine oils, but we use like the fancier oils that have a bigger impact on the psyche. And so a lot of times these are used more for psychological healing or for spiritual practices. And so we use these combinations to help shift the alignment in the different types.
That's great. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Really I am a manifesting generator, by the way. So it's really about inhaling and creating intention.
Well, kind of the great thing about this is like we have you kind of do like a little bit of a reflection at first, but even if you didn't do the reflection, because of how we blended these things, you kind of don't even need to set the intention. Like the oil blend does the heavy lifting for you. Like it's almost got like the intention built into it. So even if you don't know what's happening and you start inhaling it, you'll start moving. And this takes on an idea that happens in Nyingma Buddhism, where, when we sit and contemplate things, sometimes our mind can perceive it and sometimes we can't. And so in Nyingma Buddhism, we would go through and shift something energetically and then step back and go, okay, what just happened? Like, what can I assess? And in that movement, you're able to process something very quickly because you're able to perceive it because of the movement. And so instead of fighting with the way that the mind is wired, here you're utilizing it as like an ally. Like if this is the way my mind works, then let's just make it work for us, right? And so the idea of the blend, like shifting your type, then you can stand back and go, oh, look, I'm starting to see patterns in my type and in my alignment or my lack of alignment, so that you start to have more conscious awareness for one, and you can start moving into better alignment, be it that it's unconsciously or consciously. The movement will happen because of the shift that's happening with how you process things, either mentally or with behavior.
Amazing. Okay, thank you. That's incredible.
Just one more thing I want to add to that is that there is in chapter 4 a plant empowerment technique. So you can optimize the plant. Also, there's a way, and it's so powerful, Deborah, you would love it, where you do an empowerment with the plant, and you wake up the teacher of the plant in relation to you. So it's like you're giving the plant permission to work you at a higher level. Yeah. And it's alive. These plants, these are beings, right? These are beings. It's just incredible. So yeah, you can really optimize that being worked at levels you don't even know need to be worked when you do the plant empowerment.
I have chills when you said that. So that's amazing. Right. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah.
This is amazing. Thank you.
Before we go to Susan, I just want to say, Colleen is asking, do you recommend using oils on 10-year-old children? If I do this, can I just have them smell, or do they need to do the meditations as well?
So at 10 years old, I would say you can treat them like a junior adult. Like I probably wouldn't have them smell the patterns, but I would have them just inhale the oils. Yeah. Yeah. Like 9, 10 years old, I think you're okay. I just wouldn't work it intensely. Under the age of 8, sometimes there's different rules that apply. And a lot of times we handle those kinds of situations on a case-by-case basis, depending on the age of the child, the maturity of the child, if there's health issues, things like that. Rarely would we do alternatives, but maybe how we approached it would be slightly different.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. Jen, I'm not sure what your question is. Where does it say the oil name in the roller? The oil name, assemblage point would be right there. If that's what you're asking, I'm not sure what you're asking. Okay, let's go to Susan, and then we'll wrap it up with you, Susan.
Thank you. I've appreciated your time today. Just if anybody's wondering if they should buy the oils, I bought mine and I love them. I use them every day, and there's been some really interesting shifts, and I don't, it's hard to say the apple, which came first, the chicken or the egg. I don't know, but there's some things that are moving. So thank you. I'm very excited about it. My kit did not come with the whatever thing that I am, which is a generator. I'm a pure generator. Is that a different thing than it's just a generator? It's
Just a generator, yeah. Not
just.
just. I never want to say just a generator because we get a bad rap about that. It's a generator. You're a generator.
Well, my sister and I were almost identical, except she got the word manifesting in front of hers, and she's the most powerful manifester I've ever met. So I was like, yeah, I already knew that before she got her label. So okay, well, I will buy mine today, and I will have it for next week's class. So thank you.
Great, thank you, Susan.
Yes, Susan.
Hi, Greg. Thank you.
Okay, my friends, let's just take a moment and place our hands on our hearts and appreciate the time we spent together. We've been in a puzzle configuration, form and formlessness together for the last hour and a half. Appreciate our type, appreciate this dive into our essence beings, and just have the intention to go forth and align more deeply with the truth of who we are, and support one another to do the same. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate you. This will be available. This recording will be available. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.
Okay.